This isn't the year we pretend we're fine. This is the year we stop running from what actually hurts. Not to punish ourselves, but to finally tell the truth about where we are and who we're becoming. Pain wasn't a failure. It was information. It showed you what can't continue and what's been asking for your attention for years. You didn't collapse. You learned. You're not repeating old patterns. You're replaying unfinished lessons. And the moment you stop defending the old story, a new one finally has room to breathe. Your sensitivity wasn't the problem. Your silence was. You shrank to fit rooms that weren't built for your size. This year, you stop apologizing for needing space. You won't rise by shouting. You rise by finally speaking in your real voice, the one you buried to keep the peace. Peace without honesty was never peace. You don't find alignment. You create it by doing the small, uncomfortable things you've avoided and finally acting like the person you say you want to be. This year isn't about doing more. It's about doing what actually matters. Less noise, more clarity, less performing, more becoming. Survival taught you alertness. Healing teaches you presence. You're not bracing for impact now. You're learning how to breathe without waiting for the next blow. You don't need a perfect moment to begin. You only need a real one. And this is one. Start where you are. Start messy. Start now. Welcome to Break the Labyrinth. This isn't motivation. This is a mirror. And if you're here, it's because a part of you is done pretending. Stay. Walk with us. Rise at your own pace. Stillness isn't laziness. It's where your mind tells the truth, your mouth avoids. When everything goes quiet, the real work begins. The work of seeing yourself without filters. There's a pull you can't explain anymore. Not fear, not pressure, just a soft knowing that you can't keep living the way you used to. Your body feels it before your brain admits it. You weren't wrong for wanting connection. You were just taught to settle for versions that drained you. Unlearning isn't dramatic. It's the slow, steady refusal to abandon yourself again. Becoming doesn't happen in a leap. It happens in the small steps you keep taking, even when no one sees you, especially then. Courage isn't loud. It's the quiet choice to tell the truth before you're fully ready to live it. Honesty is the beginning of every rise. You weren't born cynical. Life taught you to expect disappointment, but wonder didn't leave you. You just stopped looking in its direction. You don't create to impress. You create to breathe. Every idea is proof that your inner world is still alive, even on days you feel numb. You've waited long enough. Faith isn't sitting still. It's clearing a corner of your life. So what you've been asking for has somewhere to land. You don't need the shaking to stop. You just need to move with it. Fear has never disqualified you. Stopping has. If something in you is waking up while you listen, don't just feel it, follow it. Share this with someone whose strength is returning, even if they don't believe it yet. We rise better when we rise together. You don't need to think the same to move the same. Harmony is built, not inherited. It's the daily decision to meet people where they are, instead of where you wish they'd be. Compassion isn't weakness. It's restraint. It's choosing understanding over reaction when you have every right to snap back. That's not softness. That's mastery. Trust doesn't rebuild in a moment. It rebuilds when you stop abandoning your own boundaries. The more consistent you are with yourself, the easier it becomes to trust the world again. Not everything is a coincidence. You just stop listening. Pay attention to the small moments. They're often the clarity you prayed for in bigger ways. You're not too emotional. You're alive. Feeling is what keeps your heart from hardening. Don't numb the parts of you that still care. You don't need to reject your darkness or worship your light. You need to understand both. Integration is what frees you, not pretending you've outgrown the parts that still hurt. Insight without action becomes guilt. Move. Do something small but real. Let your life feel the truth you keep saying out loud. When something is meant for you, you won't feel chased, you'll feel drawn. A quiet ache, a steady nudge. Purpose feels less like pressure and more like recognition. Your growth isn't solo work. Every person who shaped you, good or painful, left a note in the margin of your story. You rise with all of it, all of them. If something here is shifting inside you, don't keep it to yourself. Send this to someone who needs a quiet reminder that their story isn't finished. Hope spreads faster when it's shared. You don't need to be flawless to be whole. You just need to stop hiding the parts of yourself you decided were unlovable. Wholeness starts when shame loses its job. You're waiting for something big, but the sacred shows up in small things. Your morning routine, your conversations, the way sunlight touches your floor. Life is speaking. You just stop noticing. Most people listen to respond. Healing begins when you listen to understand. To yourself, to others, to the things you avoid because they hit too close to home. You won't think your way out of everything. Some things only leave your body when you move. Walk, stretch, breathe. Let your body finish the stories your mind keeps looping. Power isn't control, it's responsibility. It's how gently you hold someone's truth when they hand it to you trembling. Real power never humiliates. Sometimes the structure isn't broken, you just don't fit inside it anymore. Growth feels like chaos when you've outgrown the rooms you once called home. You don't set boundaries to push people away. You set them to stay whole when they're near you. A boundary isn't a wall, it's clarity. You don't need everything. You need peace. And peace often arrives when you stop chasing what keeps you empty. Before your life changes, your imagination does. Every dream you refuse to dismiss is a doorway. Stop closing them before you even look inside. You're not waiting for a new world. You're shaping one. Every time you choose honesty over fear and intention over impulse, creation begins with one brave choice. You're not here by accident. You stand between the people who came before you and the ones who will come after. Every choice you make ripples farther than your lifetime. Carrying responsibility doesn't make you burdened. It makes you connected. You matter to more people than you realize, and your consistency is part of their stability. Helping someone doesn't diminish you. It reminds you you're part of something larger. Service isn't losing yourself. It's remembering your capacity to contribute. You kept looking outward for answers that were waiting in your chest. Every insight that saved you came from inside the struggle you survived. You don't hold balance by being still. You hold it by returning to yourself. Every time life pulls you off center, balance is a rhythm, not a destination. Time alone won't change you. What you do with it will. Patterns end when you face what repeats, not when you wait for the calendar to save you. When you pay attention, ordinary moments become sacred. You start seeing your life instead of rushing through it. Awareness brings you home. You've spent years reliving the past and rehearsing the future, but life only happens here, in the moment your feet are touching. Gratitude doesn't force you to pretend. It simply sharpens your sight. You begin noticing what stayed, what grew, what held you up quietly. If this is shifting you, don't walk out of this alone. Send this to someone who needs strength. That doesn't sound like motivation. Strength that sounds like truth. Let them rise with you. Rest doesn't mean you stop caring. It means you're learning not to run yourself into the ground, just to feel productive. Even the ocean pulls back before it returns. Forgiveness doesn't erase what happened. It just loosens the grip it has on your nervous system. Letting go isn't about them. It's about breathing again. Love doesn't disappear when people leave. It finds new ways to live in you, in your patience, your softness, your willingness to try again. Most fears dissolve once you walk toward them. What blocks you isn't danger. It's the story you tell yourself about what might happen. Step through. See what's real. You keep searching for a sign outside yourself, but the real sunrise happens within, in the moment your heart softens, after staying closed for too long. Notice where you are. Notice what's around you. Your life is happening in this moment, not in the replay, not in the prediction, but here. You've been searching for forever somewhere far away, but eternity is found in one fully awake moment, when you stop running and see your life without distortion. Healing doesn't bring you back to who you were. It brings you forward to who you're meant to be. The labyrinth wasn't punishment. It was preparation. Every ending you've survived cleared space for something you couldn't yet imagine. Nothing truly ends. It transforms and waits for you to follow. This is the year you rise, not through force, not through performance, but through understanding. Let your courage be steady, your honesty be loud, and your peace be chosen. If this spoke to you, share it. Subscribe so we can keep growing with you. You don't have to rise alone.